Look at what Trump was saying before. He was saying, oh, it's the radical left. And this is a real serious problem. Just automatically assumes a motive and who the shooter was before we knew anything. I just wait for the evidence to come in. We now have like pictures of the guy's childhood and family. So I guess this is the Tyler guy here. I mean, you can see he grew up around guns. So this is when he's pictures as a kid, and you'd have this culture in USA, and you have to mention the gun stuff because this kind of stuff in countries that don't have easy access, you just simply cannot do these kind of crimes. I'm bringing that up because I noticed something with Fox News, and I just want to show you a little bit of Fox. This is the story they run top. So they put Charlie Kirk's picture in the top of their headlines, and then they do run the story of the shooter was found, right? So you can see who is Tyler Robinson. But when they show what we know about him, they don't show any family picture really, or that he had access to guns since childhood. They don't show that. I'm showing you what they do show. They show his car because it was a Challenger kind of thing. I show Charlie Kirk a bunch on my channel, but recently he was in Korea. They kept talking about how safe Korea is.
Here in Seoul, South Korea, as you can see, everyone, they have these like inflatable cushy chairs. Everyone is reading. This would last about 35 seconds in most American cities. You can have nice stuff. Crime is a choice. We shouldn't put up with it.
Need to chime in here. Yeah, absolutely. We shouldn't put up with it. In the city where I live, there's places where you go and there's stuff out in the open and nobody's taking it. You have a fear-based environment where people on your news channel are talking all the time about stuff that happens to a few people, and you're always scared of those things, even though they're unlikely to happen. You think you're unsafe all the time, even though in reality, you're not that unsafe. We could be a lot safer, obviously, and that's why we're talking about it. And, it's a matter of what we're prioritizing as far as how we build society, whether we're putting civic peace and order and fairness and freedom first, or if we're just talking like we are and in fact doing the opposite.
Is that anything to do with gun control to the American left? No. It's not a high trust society. You just leave your bags around. No one cares. We decide to live in this high crime infested, violent, third world place.
Right. So Korea is safe and USA is not safe. But then he makes this weird argument that it has nothing to do with gun control. So this is the kind of misleading half-truth kind of stuff that Charlie did throughout his whole career. And it's not a real conversation. Honestly, it's not just Korea, but it's when a society collectively decides, we want to take care of our people, be it healthcare, education, transportation, right? And so a lot of times what these people do is they don't engage in dialogue where you actually do listen and consider what someone else says. His parents are registered Republicans. His dad is 20-year, a veteran of the sheriff department, religious family, introduced to guns by dad at a young age, wore a Trump costume for Halloween. I haven't seen any pictures of that yet. Maybe. Or is that the picture there? The Trump costume? Oh. Maybe. I'll say this. Be careful though on some of the stuff on social media. Sometimes things are photoshopped. So I do want to point that out. And I noticed something else as well during the press conference. It was weird. The government was like, oh, I was hoping it would be someone from, a foreigner or someone from out of state. He literally said that in the press conference. And it was just a weird thing to say, hoping it would be a certain kind of person. This is the problem with much of dialogue in USA. It's tribalism. You're hoping it's going to, be one team or the other, et cetera. And I think as long as people keep thinking in that way, it'll create more problems. The world, how I see it, is factual, not factual. It's not really left right to me. It's facts, not facts. And the other thing I found disingenuous, many people, who were defending Charlie, the Trumpers and that kind of stuff, we're all saying, well, but Charlie was all about dialogue and discussion. If you listen to anything Charlie says, and I showed you kind of stuff, he makes bad faith arguments. It's about beating down your opponent, et cetera. And a real conversation is like, I want to listen to your opinion. Why do you think the way that you do? This is where I'd agree. What is your honest response to this kind of stuff? I don't come with bad faith of that I'm, have to beat you or anything. I come from the position that I want to know the truth on things. And it also matters if you take care of people or not.